All right, we're finally doing this.
Doing this. We've been planning this for probably a solid 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. And you finally got me out.
I got lazy. And then anytime I was like, hey, you ready? You're like, nah, I got something going on. And I was like, man, schedules just don't
Mostly recording my own vlog.
Yeah. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
All right.
But we have to say it one more time? We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah.
Okay.
The first thing I wanted to talk about was your movie. Self-promote it.
Oh, self-promote?
I think I said in specific... Oh, actually, we'll go over my question specifically. What was it like meeting and acting with these people that you've probably seen in other stuff?
I actually thought I was going to get really starstruck, but I didn't.
Can you give any examples of who all was there?
Okay. So, the movie is starring Luke Wilson, who, for whatever reason, people our age never seem to know who that is. He's Owen Wilson's brother. He's Lightning McQueen's brother in real life, and he's been in a ton of stuff. Old School and... other things.
Zombieland 2?
Zombieland 2. He was in that. Most girls know him from both the Legally Blonde movies.
I've never seen Legally Blonde.
Okay, but you're not a female. I've never seen it either. I just know he's in it, and he was really cool. But that was the first time I realized that meeting famous people really didn't affect me, because we were having like a football practice, and he just like rolled down the hill and said hi to everybody, and I thought I was going to meet him and be like, you're in movies, but it was really chill. The only one that like, it was really weird. Like, the first time I met him was Ron White.
Really? That was...
that was my one. That was my one when going into it. As soon as I saw him in the cast sheet, I was like, I'm going to be awkward as hell.
But it was only the first time?
It was only the first time. No, because the first time I met him, it was like straight out of his comedy show. He pulls up in this super long van that says Number Juan Tequila, which is his brand of tequila, his personal brand. Bus stops like right in the middle of base camp. The doors swing open, and he just strolls out with his glass of scotch in one hand and a cigar in the other, with his little pug humping his leg. He just comes down. Howdy, boys. We gonna do this movie shit or what?
Right.
And that was the first time I met Ron White.
I mean, okay, so like you're this small town kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you the only one that was kind of like new to acting in this movie?
No, they got a lot of people who maybe had never been in movies before, but me and this one kid whose name is Woodrow Luttrell is from Santa. We were the only ones who had never done like any acting.
Any acting at all.
Everyone else came from theater or had been in student films, short films.
Yeah, no.
And then we had quite a few guys right around our age that were playing other football players that were like established actors.
And then, hold on. I already asked you all those questions. Dang. Who was your favorite out of the people you met? Was it Ron White? I mean, was that
the Ron White was probably the coolest one because I
love. But like, who did you get along with
the
most?
They did such a good job. Like, I got along with everybody on set so much. It was an amazing cast. All the guys that they got to play the 12 Mighty Mites, we got along so well, and I'm honestly amazed that they somehow got 12, 18 to 25-year-old guys to be together that much, and none of us ever got in a physical altercation.
I mean, you told me some things like behind the thing, but we're not gonna throw shade because of actually a pretty big actor. Yeah, we don't.
Okay, there was one, but that was only one time.
Just one time.
That was one time.
Every
we don't
day.
talk about that.
But like your vlog.
Oh, my vlog.
We'll get to that now, I guess.
We'll get to my vlog now.
Yeah, we'll get to it now.
Due to the movie being over and me having a lot of free time because I dropped out of school, I have started a YouTube vlog. It's mostly just me and my buddies doing really stupid stuff. It's my name, Preston Porter. I post every Monday and Thursday.
It's terrible content, though.
It's like, terrible content.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. It's literal terrible content.
But like you're better than David Dobrik. I think we just talked about this.
Don't even compare me to that.
Yeah,
I'm David Dobrik if he was poor and like a little redneck.
And didn't see celebrities everywhere he walked because
I don't live in LA.
Yeah, you don't live in Hollywood.
I don't.
It'd be cool if you did.
It'd be really cool if I did.
Because
I might go out there pretty soon.
That means if you were in Hollywood, and we were sitting here recording this, I would be in Hollywood too.
Yeah.
Like, so it would be cool.
It would be cool. If I could just take everyone I know and move them to LA, that'd be kind of tight.
I mean, we could start a hype house.
Hype House 2.0.
But like, not TikTok because that's cringy. We could watch TikToks together.
We could watch
connect it
TikTok.
to a TV
Hey,
and like scroll.
Are you
through
throwing
TikTok?
shade at TikTok? Everybody go follow me on TikTok.
Do you have a TikTok?
I do, in fact, have
Are
a
we gonna
TikTok.
self-promote
I'm
a
going to
TikTok
self-promote my own TikTok right now, too, because I actually put some funny stuff on TikTok. It's p.diddy46. Diddy is spelled Diddy.
Okay, I definitely thought it said
I have
Daddy.
almost 1,000 followers now, so please help me out.
And do you not shout out your vlogs and your TikToks?
Oh, I definitely do. Every single one of my TikToks now has my YouTube link in the description.
You know, we're kind of like just bouncing around. I don't even think I said anything about the name of the movie you're in.
Oh, yeah, let's shout that out real quick. All right, you can catch me in 12 Mighty Orphans in theaters near you, fall 2020.
No, is there a release date yet?
There's no official release date. We are
I mean-
thinking Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day?
Thanksgiving Day is what we are thinking currently.
But is it?
But they don't tell me anything anymore.
Is it every theater?
I'm not going
or
to
is
say
it
every theater. It will be most theaters.
like obviously most movies are like that, but like I didn't know if it was just gonna be like select.
No, as of right now, what they have told me, it will be in 99% of theaters in America.
So where did y'all like record all of it at?
We filmed kind of all over the place. We filmed. Okay, so a little background. The story is in 1939. The Masonic Orphanage Home and School in Fort Worth goes to state for football with only 12 players on the team. We filmed everything that was supposed to be at the orphanage here in Weatherford at the Pythian home, which is literally right down the road.
Yeah, like it's not far away.
And then we filmed a lot just around Fort Worth, a little bit in Cleburne, a little bit down like west of Midlothian in this little town that I can't remember the name of.
It was all locally.
It was all really local.
So what? If you a little west of Midlothian, what?
We filmed
away an hour and a
we
half?
filmed every single game at Gateway Park in Fort Worth on Beach Street.
Did y'all have like people walking by like
No,
looking in?
no.
You think you would?
We kept cops. Everywhere.
Really?
We kept cops everywhere. No one was walking on that set.
Well, no, not like on the set, but like, did you ever like look out and see people looking in? Because this isn't
like,
Hollywood. Like, if you're walking around Hollywood and seeing a movie being filmed,
no,
like,
basically what we
it's a
did
normal day.
was we built our own little field in the middle of this like open spot at the park and put like walls around it so they could CG everything. But there's like cracks in it, and you'd go to lunch, and there's people walking their dog just staring at you because they don't know what's going on. They've never seen a movie set before.
I mean, it's not normal that you walk around.
The only one that was really weird was we filmed at the Rock Stadium that Cleburne used in the 1930s that's still standing. We filmed a couple scenes there, and people would just like be going to work, and they'd pull over on the side of the road and like stand next to the gate,
like taking pictures,
pictures and stuff. And oh my gosh,
is there any point that you just felt
our
like
PAs
famous?
went nuts.
Is there any point like you just felt famous in general?
I don't know about famous. It was really weird a couple of times because obviously we were filming in Fort Worth where the story's based.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like knew people that went to the Masonic home or went to the Masonic home and all this stuff. And every once in a while someone had just come up to me and they had seen my face because they'd been keeping kind of track of it and talked to me about it for a little bit, and that was really cool.
Did you know?
But at no point did I ever go, man, I'm famous.
Did you know you have your own IMBD account thing?
I am fully aware.
You are?
Yes.
Have you been made fully aware, or did you like set it up or something?
I had to set it up. I did not put my name on the cash sheet, but I did make my own account because I'm currently trying to get an agent.
Okay, that's fair.
And since I don't have an agent, I had to make my own.
But like IMBD,
yeah.
like
no, you'd be amazed. My dad
IMBD.
flipped out because I don't know. I'm sure someone in production did it, but when my name popped up on the cash sheet on IMBD, my dad like flipped out. He was like, "You're on the internet."
I could see your dad doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But the vlogs, have they been fun to make?
They've been so fun just because a lot of it is literally just me recording like my day-to-day life, hanging out with my friends from high school and stuff, and forcing them to do some pretty terrible stuff that I wouldn't do if I wasn't recording.
The waxing.
Yeah, my buddy Cooper is about 5'8", and he is entirely covered in body hair, and we waxed his back on my last vlog.
He was not having channel fun. And that video in specific
here.
No, it's going to be in the description.
Ah, damn.
I'm not like talented like that. But I was about to ask, is there anything you do like you see a lot in the vlogs, but is there anything you just added in because you're recording?
Is there anything I added in because I'm recording?
Like, did you ever make somebody do a double take because something was funny? Or
Oh, every once in a while, like, if something, like, they do something funny and just I didn't have the camera, like, pointed at them, or I was... Every once in a while, it'll be like, hey, can you do that again? That was really funny, but I didn't get it. But we never, like, script anything.
Yeah, I mean...
None of it's scripted. I definitely put them in situations, but I never, like, tell them what to say.
I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's an honest reflection of my life, just like with a little added in there.
I mean, fun is fun, I guess.
Fun is fun.
But
like the whole I don't know if you saw it on my last vlog before we waxed Cooper, I got my friends Caden and Cooper to sword fight on some mobility scooters. Oh, that was totally by accident. I was at an estate sale and saw those swords for $3. I did get the slow one. That was stupid, but I found these swords at an estate sale for $3, and I was like, I could do something so fun with these. And then we were at First Monday.
Were they actually sharp?
No, they're fencing swords. Okay. They were dull on the end. No one gets seriously injured in my videos. Maybe slightly, but no one gets seriously injured. But Cooper's dad rents out these mobility scooters, and we were just like, hey, let's go fence on the scooters. And that's how that happened. And that was a solid 2 hours of riding around on scooters, hitting each other with swords.
I mean, that's the dream, though. Like,
that's the dream, honestly. Like, if I could do that all day, every day.
So basically, your life is everybody's dream life. You are literally you were just in a movie. So you made like enough money to get by, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we're not going to say anything.
Well, I'm about to go get a job. Like don't make it sound like I'm just coasting.
No, but like. And now you're just having fun. Like, you're not in college. I mean, you're still looking to do some... You said earlier you had some, like, Skype interviews and stuff. But so, like... But still. It's wild. Like, background. How old were we when we moved in next to each other? Like, I know our parents aren't in.
I was going into the 7th grade.
7th?
I was going into...
Or was I going into... Or were
you would have been going into 6th.
I think you were going into 6th because you went to... Mary Martin for a year.
I went to Mary Martin for a year, but we didn't live in that house. Oh, I know that for sure.
Okay.
We still lived off on Valley
And then
Lane.
we lived together for 2 years?
2.5.
It was about 2.5.
About 2.5.
I guess I was going...
It was you, me, and Brock. But y'all lived there when we moved in.
Yeah, we lived there for like...
No, there was a short period of time where all 4 of those houses, it was you, Brock, me...
But you're an OU fan.
100%.
Like myself, and that hurt.
That hurt a lot.
It hurt a lot. We don't even have to say the date.
We don't have to say the game.
Have to
talk about it.
We can just say it hurt.
It hurt a lot. That was... I mean, Joe Burrow, though.
I said we didn't have to say who they played or anything.
I don't want to talk about it, but he just amazes me.
It was crazy.
Like, he's exactly what you want in a quarterback.
I think I wasn't expecting. I was expecting them to compete and maybe like pull it off. No.
I was expecting nowhere near a win. I was expecting. Well, I was expecting
proof. I said that I felt like this is the only team they could beat.
I was expecting a 10 to 14 point loss that was closer than it should have been. But then the injuries came through. There was
suspension.
The defense fell apart, and the offense didn't click. We ran out of running backs.
There's multiple podcasts on here where I've said I don't like Jalen Hurts. I didn't like Jalen Hurts. In fact, you made a comment on me saying I don't like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no, because I don't dislike Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's like an NFL quarterback. But
he's not an OU quarterback, though. Like, when you go from Baker and Kyler.
When you go from Baker to Kyler. But if you look back on before that, before Baker.
Trevor Knight.
Okay, here's my thing with Jalen Hurts is if we hadn't had back-to-back Heisman winners, no one would have complained.
You're right.
And that's what I think is kind of screwy about the OU fandom is that they're... Because of the success of Baker and Kyler...
Which I think
quarterbacks are just going to get dogged for the next 10 years.
No, because I think Spencer Rattler's going to be that same caliber.
I would say that, but I think Lincoln Riley has some fears about Spencer.
He put him in at the end of the game.
He did put him in at the end of the game because why the hell wouldn't you try and change something? But my thing with it is it's very obvious that Spencer has had some disciplinary issues
Did you
in the
watch
past.
QB1?
I did watch QB1, and the idea that you're the all-time leading passer in the history of your state and can get kicked off the team really says something about your character. And I'm not saying he's still like that. I think sitting behind Jalen for a year was probably really
That
good
was
for
good
him
fun.
because I will say Jalen is a professional. He has a good mentality.
In front of the camera.
In front of the camera. He knows how to keep himself.
Yeah, he's a coach's son. So
Exactly.
I'd hope.
Exactly. But I will say that you don't just go and recruit people for no reason. You don't put effort into 5 stars for no reason.
He's the only 5-star quarterback in that class.
Exactly. Oklahoma just signed a 5-star quarterback. I don't remember his name, out of Highland Park.
Was it Chandler Morris?
Chandler Morris.
Was that Highland Park? Really?
Yes, I believe so.
His dad's now like an assistant coach at Auburn, so we thought, or OU fans just thought it was over, like he's gone. Because Brock Vandegrift
exactly
decommitted.
But that's what I'm saying is, if they didn't have some internal worries about Spencer, we never would have put that much time and energy into a 5-star quarterback.
But they needed a quarterback. They needed a quarterback in a class.
You have to get a quarterback, but they wouldn't spend all that time and energy pursuing a quarterback of that caliber if they didn't think there was a chance Spencer wasn't gonna work out.
From my perspective of it was injuries happen.
Injuries do happen.
And if you don't have a good quarterback in this class,
there's a difference between good and...
You're 11-0 and Spencer Rattler tears his ACL and
yeah, I will say that. But coaches aren't stupid. No. You go and recruit a 5-star dude and tell him you're the backup, what's he going to do?
He's going to leave.
He's going to leave. So if they didn't have some fear about Spencer, if they weren't telling that guy, hey, there's a chance you're going to start, they wouldn't have pursued him.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And I will say this, Spencer Rattler is a talent. That dude, every time I see any clip of him, amazes me.
I mean, have you just going on Twitter and seeing him like throw the ball behind the back?
Yeah, he did that
like
pass.
But no, it's true though. Like that was a 30-yard pass behind the back.
How do you even? I don't even know how I would do that. I don't think I could flick my wrist behind my back like that.
Okay, so playing baseball, I feel like I might be able to get it. It might not be the tightest spiral.
And it might not go that far, and it might not be anywhere near that dude.
But I could at least get the motion, I guess.
Maybe. But no. Anyway, Spencer Rattler, amazing talent. I think Oklahoma has some worries about his discipline.
That's possible. I mean, I still don't for sure know. I've heard he screwed his coach's daughter in the bathroom after a game.
I believe it.
I've heard he got caught smoking weed after a game. I mean,
probably.
But
you know what the amazing thing about being a quarterback? You know what an amazing thing about being a quarterback at the University of Oklahoma is?
What would that be?
People want to win so bad. You can get away with anything.
We don't care.
Like, you can get away with so much stuff.
Well, I mean, it's the same with any big school. Like, Tua could have gone behind anybody's back and
we talk about
murdered.
What was his name? He was the quarterback. I believe it was Nevada or like Utah State or something like that. Jordan Love.
Yeah, Utah.
Someone from the school, like an RA, ratted him and his buddies out for smoking weed in the dorm. And he got arrested. And how evil do you have to be to report an NFL prospect for smoking some weed with his buddies? I mean, I'm not telling anybody to go smoke weed, but if you're an RA at a campus and your starting quarterback is smoking weed, you don't say anything about it.
I didn't see anything, you know?
You shut up and let it happen.
Who do you think is going to win the national championship? Clemson or LSU?
My heart says LSU, but my brain, I think, is telling me Clemson.
I'm the opposite. My heart says Clemson, but my wallet and my bet said LSU by 6.
Do you know what the over-under is on that game?
It's if it's still 5.5, maybe
5.5,
or minus 5.5 LSU at a de facto home game because they're playing in New Orleans.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
That's not fair at all. But
that's
you know what?
Fair.
Luck of the draw. Good for LSU.
But like, Clemson, though. 30 in a row, possibly. Like that's
insane. But if I know anything about college football, it's that the way this season has gone, I'm gonna have to say LSU's gonna win. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
I want Clemson to win, but
I don't want Clemson to win.
Why?
I do not like Trevor Lawrence one bit.
You don't like Trevor Lawrence?
He has a very punchable face.
See, but here's the thing. I don't like Joe Burrow.
Really?
It might be
it stems from the Oklahoma thing. Possibly. See, my thing with it was I really have always liked LSU.
It's really not Joe Burrow, if I'm being honest. It's not. He's the easiest to blame it on.
I love Coach O. I love Coach O.
I can't stand his voice.
His voice is annoying.
Yeah. But
that team is. This is the most Louisiana an LSU team has ever been.
And Randy Moss is on that team.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tight end.
He is the tight end. He's a baller.
I think it was just how cocky they were going into the OU game that kind of made me not like this team. Because I predicted that they were going to whip Texas. I predicted that they were.
They didn't whip Texas.
They beat them they whipped them. That game, it was just like the OU game. You knew that they had it unlocked the whole game. Texas didn't lead in either of those games for a single second.
I've seen a lot of teams win games that they didn't lead till the last minute.
I mean, that's true. South Carolina South Carolina had that lead for a while. Oh, Auburn versus Oregon. Oregon held the lead until 44 seconds left. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember which game it was that was like that. But
that was a good game.
It was a good game.
That
was in Jerry World.
I watched the last. I missed the first quarter. I watched the last 3.
I was at work, so I work at a wing place, and TV's on sports all day, all the time. We'll end the conversation of college football because after next Monday, we transition into the next playoff, the NFL playoff.
Well, that already started.
It has already started. And so far,
the Cowboys are garbage. And they're going to continue to be garbage.
They shouldn't be. They hired McCarthy.
I know they hired McCarthy.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't care.
I'm not either. I'm just saying that was the dumbest decision. They literally went and got Jason Garrett that won a ring. He's Jason Garrett if Jason Garrett ever won a Super Bowl.
That's true.
He has the same mentality. They run kind of the same offense. And everyone's saying, he went and did all this analytical stuff over the summer. Like, he got his head back in the game. I don't buy it.
I said that
they needed someone to come in with a fire.
I said they needed to get a defensive coach.
I think they should have, too. You know what? I'm thinking that, and I don't know if they ever pursued it, if he said no, but I have been saying for the past 3 months, they needed Urban Meyer.
I think he's going to go to Cleveland.
Really? That'd be interesting.
Ohio State. I mean,
I could see it. Okay, the divisional round is Vikings versus 49ers.
Give me all your predictions. Line it up.
Okay, let's go. Okay,
that's first, my question. So.
First game, Vikings, 49ers. I have to take 49ers on that one.
I agree.
I have to. Texans, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'm going to go upset on that.
I
really am.
I'm saying Chiefs.
I'm gonna stick with the Texans on that one.
I already have my Super Bowl picks, so I
do not. I have not.
I didn't pay attention to the
NFL. I paid attention to the NFL. I have not sat down and made myself pick who I think is going to win each game yet.
I have my team that's going to win it all. But we can keep going.
Titans, Ravens. No duh. Ravens are best team in the NFL. Lamar Jackson's insane. Seahawks, Packers.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Russell Wilson's cold in the playoffs.
So that's going to be the 49ers and the Seahawks, and then the Ravens and the Chiefs. Who you got in those games? Or, well, for mine would be the Ravens and the Chiefs. You said upset, so
yeah.
Yours is Ravens, Texans.
Texans, Ravens. Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. Seahawks, 49ers.
They played twice already. They both last-second wins, both sides. So it's kind of
yeah. I am actually going to go Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks and Ravens.
Yeah.
So we both have Seahawks, Seahawks, Ravens. Who you got winning it all?
This is hard. This is hard for me because, as you know, the Ravens actually have the most current players that graduated from OU in the league.
Yes.
I love Lamar Jackson.
I love
that defense is really good.
I love Marquise Brown. I love Mark Andrews.
But I will say one thing, and if you look throughout NFL history, Playoff experience
is a big deal.
Playoff experience is a big deal. I got Seahawks.
Okay, we both agreed. That's not where I thought that was going.
Good for the Seahawks, man. Russell Wilson.
Think Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL. Like,
I wouldn't go
maybe
that
Lamar
far.
Jackson in a couple of years, but it's only his first. It was his first full year starting. So
Exactly.
Like, I'm not. He MVP, no doubt. But
I think Russell Wilson is the best quarterback that is currently in his prime.
yeah, well, I mean that's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah, currently I think he's the most talented quarterback.
Who do you think the best quarterback of all time is?
Oh, that's so hard. Because like there's
Okay, let's say our generation. So like
our generation,
2000 up. So like
2000
from Peyton Manning.
2000 and up. I think.
We'll start.
And I've always had this argument because everyone automatically 99% of people are going to say Tom Brady.
I will give you one of three. I will accept one of three answers.
Everyone wants to say Tom Brady. I think that if you took Tom Brady and put him on any other team in the league, he wins maybe one Super Bowl, possibly
He doesn't
two.
win 5.
He doesn't win 5. No, Bill Belichick won most of those Super
Yeah.
Bowls. I'd say there were 3 years where you could say Tom Brady was just crazy talented. Maybe 3.
I say last year was a big deal. Kind of. It was more of a
He's
clutch
been
thing.
he's
It was
been
more
going
of a clutch.
he's been going down for the past 4 years. You can look at every major statistic for quarterbacks. He's been going down for
I
4
agree.
years, and I do not think he will be on the Patriots next season.
I disagree. I think he wants a ring before he retires.
I think he does too, but I don't think Bill Belichick wants to win one with him. I think
Okay.
Bill Belichick wants him out of there.
Okay. So who's your?
I will say I think this is really hard. Okay, if we're gonna go best, just all around best, I have to say Peyton Manning.
You're also a Colts fan.
I'm also a Colts fan, but he did a lot of really good stuff with the Broncos, and I don't really like the Broncos.
I'm a Broncos fan.
I love me some Peyton Manning, but I do have to say that if you're going to go off talent, sheer arm, foot, talent, I have to say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
If you're going to go off talent,
If we're gonna go off the most overrated quarterback
arm
in the
talent,
league.
arm talent.
Okay, arm talent.
If you're going to go off arm talent, ability to move around, like if you're going to go off the measurables of a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers is the most talented. If you're going to go off of who's had the most success, just based off of them, who has brought a team to the most success, I have to say Peyton Manning, because I don't think Tom Brady has really had much to do with the Patriots' success.
I see my best quarterback has not had as much success as you'd think he would.
Who are you saying the best quarterback is?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees? I love Drew Brees. I think he's a really hardworking dude.
Just off stats.
If you
He
want to
is
go off
the
stats,
best.
but he's also a stat piler, man.
He's also-
he's had a lot of 4,000-yard seasons on bad teams.
Also 5'11",
He is 5'11".
and he doesn't look like he may. I'm not gonna say like this year, last year. Like obviously he's on a decline, but
I've just always thought this about Drew Brees. He's a really good quarterback. Like, he is one of the best ever. But if you look at the rosters he's had, he has never been able to elevate a team that wasn't that good to much more.
true.
Like, every year that the Saints have had a lot of success, Drew Brees has had a really talented roster around him. Peyton Manning, there were a lot of those Indianapolis teams that he took deep in the playoffs that weren't worth a shit.
His last
Broncos team, that was defense.
We had Von Miller, Harris, Talib.
But no,
I mean, mainly everybody I'm
there were
gonna
a
name
lot
here
of
is defensively.
there were a lot of years on the Colts where he had one weapon.
No offensive line that year they won the Super Bowl. I can tell you that. The Broncos when they won no offensive line.
None.
It was pretty much just Peyton Manning and well, I mean, I guess we had Demaryius
10-yard
Thomas.
passes.
We had Demaryius
10-yard
Thomas.
pass. Demaryius Thomas, slant, in route, out route. That was the
Emmanuel
offense.
Sanders. I just remember watching them beat the Patriots. That was a wild game. I think that was the game that made me decide that they were going to win the Super Bowl. Like I knew they were going to win the Super Bowl because that was a good Patriots team, like defensively and everything.
Mm-hmm. No, that year they were really good.
It's nice to know that we aren't going to have the Patriots in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. No, it was like last year when I realized that
the dynasty's over. You know, this is
all the dynasties are over. That made me so happy.
This is the first time in 7 years that neither the Patriots or Alabama will win a championship. 7 years, either one of those two teams won.
That's a crazy stat because I've seen that before, and I also saw something that was really weird. It was, I don't even know if I want to bring this up because I don't remember it exactly, but there's some connection between like
Saban and Belichick.
No, not Saban and Belichick.
Saban actually taught Belichick everything.
It was something to do with LeBron James in Alabama. It was like not when he wins the finals.
When he goes to the finals?
When he goes to the finals, Alabama. They went to the national championship. It was something like that, but I don't remember it exactly.
But LeBron didn't make the playoffs last year, and Alabama won it all.
I think I saw.
No, they did not win it all. They got destroyed by Clemson.
Exactly.
I'm remembering this now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
They win.
When he went to the finals, they win a national championship.
It was something like that. I don't remember it exactly, but it was something really weird.
That's weird. No, that really is weird. The Big 12 sucks.
The Big 12 is actually a garbage pile.
I thought it was good.
Like I thought it was really good, and then like the last 2 weeks of the season and bowl season,
no,
they just oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, when your best team's not even playing like it should. I had Baylor beating Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Big 12's just not good.
No.
I really think that here, when some of these contracts wrap up, there's going to be a major shift in the NCAA.
Who you got?
The Big 12 might not even exist.
Really? That's what you're going to say?
I don't think it's likely. I think there's a chance. I think there's a pretty good chance that OU and Texas are going to leave. And that could cause... So. If OU and Texas leave, the Big 12 is
I've heard that.
On the same level as like the American to me.
But like, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think they'll leave. I've heard it a lot. I don't think they'll leave.
I give it 50-50. I'm 50-50 on it.
I will kill myself. OU goes to the SEC.
I don't think they'll go to the SEC.
I've heard nothing but like a lot of OU fan wants them to go. I think it's to prove a point in a way.
What I've heard a lot of is the Big Ten.
Big Ten? I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind the Big Ten
because I think the Big Ten is the best conference in football.
I think they are too. All around, they definitely are.
Like, I think Michigan's a decent team.
Mm-hmm. I'd put the Big 12 and the Pac-12 on roughly the same scale, and then the other three are just head and shoulders better.
No, the ACC sucks.
Do they? Because everyone says that.
But realize Clemson has played in the last 7 years, they have played all 7 teams in the other side of the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were the... What was the other team? Virginia was the only other team ranked in the ACC this year?
You can say that, but I thought the ACC sucked.
I'm sticking.
I really thought they did. I think that's me. I think Clemson is a ridiculously good football team. So, since Clemson runs through them every year, everyone kind of downgrades them. I'd like to see what the ACC teams' records are against every other conference.
But you go against, like, you could say same thing about the Big 12.
You can.
Because OU's run them for 5 straight years.
Exactly, and we're not that good, which tells me a lot about the other teams in the Big 12.
2017 OU was pretty good.
There were a couple years there where the Big 12 was really good. Then it just declined.
17 OU should have
What year was it where like the average score in the Big 12 was like 63 points?
Last year.
No, it wasn't last year. It was like it had to have been 2 years ago because it was. I think 17. It was 7. I think it was 17 because I remember the Oklahoma Texas Tech game was so fun to watch, and it was like 60. It was like 60. It was Patrick Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield.
No, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. You're right, but I remember the score was like 63-59, and that was like a low scoring game that year.
And OU didn't lose a single conference game.
They didn't. But I can't remember who it was, but there was one conference game, and it might have been like Tech TCU or something like that, but it was like 84-83. Like there was one year, I think it was 3 years ago, where the Big 12 was just scoring ridiculous amounts of points because no one played defense. It was like the peak of everyone's argument that Big 12 defense sucks.
And now we're talking about started it. But what I have a problem with is now the SEC is doing the same thing, and the SEC is revolutionary.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
What?
But then you go look at them play Oklahoma, and we only score how many points?
What was Oklahoma's offense this year?
Really good.
Second best, I guess, but like it wasn't what we were used to.
No, it's not what we were used to.
Because LSU's offense isn't even as good as the 2017 or 18 OU's offense was.
No, and I think it'll be a long time before you get an offense that good. I mean, just think about the weapons Oklahoma's had for the past few years.
CeeDee Lamb, Marquise Brown.
CeeDee Lamb, D.D. Westbrook, Marquise Brown.
I forgot about D.D.
Mark
Westbrook.
Andrews, Baker Mayfield.
Dimitri Flowers.
Kyler Murray. All these talented running backs that maybe... Samaje Perine, Rodney Inch. Everyone forgets Samaje Perine was a stud in college.
Joe Mixon was too.
Does Samaje Perine...
When he won beating the hell out of people on the football field, he was beating the hell out of girls.
Because is Samaje Perine still the single game yards holder?
Yeah,
he is.
West Virginia.
Because I remember that because I was watching Melvin Gordon beat the record, and then I changed the channel, came back like half an hour later, and Samaje Perine had beaten the record.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It was snowing in West Virginia when that game happened. I remember that.
And then you know who I thought was going to be like the next great Oklahoma running back, but just has never panned out? Trey Sermon.
Me too.
I've always thought he was so talented.
He looks exactly like Peterson did. He looked exactly like
he runs like him. He does.
But he's hurt.
He just injury bug.
But they also didn't.
Even when he's healthy, I feel like they don't utilize him.
They didn't run him enough. It's the exact same thing with the Cowboys, like with Zeke. I don't feel like they use him enough.
There's a lot of running. I think this happens a lot, and dudes fly under the radar because teams don't do this. A lot of running backs, if they don't get 20 rushes, they just never heat up.
Zeke should have 25 plus rushes a game.
I think so.
I think Dak.
I think if that offense
Dak's a better quarterback if he has more than 10 rushes a game.
I think in an average game, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, Dak needs to run the ball 8 to 10 times. Zeke needs to run it 25, and you got to throw at least 8 to 10 balls 50 yards down the field.
Yeah.
At least shoot it.
Because what they do their rookie year, like when they were all good. Because Dak Prescott's not the same player he was when he was. No, I think he's a terrible quarterback right now. And it's because he doesn't run the. He relies too much on his arm, and his arm's not as good as everybody makes it out to be.
I don't think the coaching's there for him. I think he could be really good. I think he just is underdeveloped. He's really raw.
Yeah.
They're letting him control what he's doing on his own way too much, I think.
See, what I always thought this year was Jalen Hurts' big problem was he ran the ball too much instead of working, but Dak has the opposite. He throws the ball too much. And he tries to squeeze in passes that aren't there. Like, it's okay to throw the ball out of bounds every once in a while. I feel like people get a lot worse, like a lot more mad about that. Like when somebody just throws it up, like, would you rather lose 15 yards on a sack?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you expect them to do?
I just feel like that's super drug out. Like, everybody gets mad when the ball gets thrown out of bounds. I feel like the intentional grounding penalty is a terrible penalty. Shouldn't be in the game.
Yeah, because really, like, what is the purpose of that?
I also think they should lighten up on the holding rules.
I think they should, too. They're way too extreme on holding.
And everybody's like, missed holding calls, but that's how it should be. Like, you got to let them play a little bit.
You got to let them play. Like, if it is blatant or, like, actually affects the play, that's one thing. But if it's the backside right tackle and he pulls on him a little bit.
And he takes him to, like, just not any time a lineman takes a guy to the ground. It's not always a holding.
It's not always holding.
I know everybody thinks it is, but it's not. It's not always holding. But 90% of the time now it gets called. Like Cody Ford. I was watching the Bills play the Texans the other night. Cody Ford took J.J. Watt to the ground. And J.J. Watt just, like, naturally got up asking for... They didn't call it, but, like, he's just asking for a holding call. But like,
I played D-line. That's, like, a natural thing you do.
No, but it wasn't holding.
If you fish for it a little bit, like, you get it every once in a while.
But it's the same thing with receivers.
It's kind of the same concept as, like, when there's a fumble. Even if you know you don't have it, you point your team's way. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like, when you go to the ground, you yell hold. Every once in a while, a ref will throw a flag.
You know, speaking of, like, playing football, was it weird, like, playing your last high school football game?
It was depressing, man.
Was it really? Was it really that bad? Like, you're the first team to make the playoffs here.
That's
in like 10 years.
That was a lot of it. It was really heartbreaking because, like, never once did we think like we were going to go to state or anything. But that whole season was just like you could feel that we had the ability to do something really awesome.
Did y'all go 4-6?
We went 5-5, I think.
5-5.
I think we went 5-5.
Because I thought I made like a joke about Weatherford being the only team that could ever break a playoff drought without
We might have went 4-6. We might have went 4-6. But it was just because you look back on that team, and even the guys who were like a little bit younger than us could tell, looking at that team, that we really had the potential to go 7-3, 8-2, and it was just constant. It was constant, like feeling like you could do anything, and then just getting disappointed, and that's kind of how it ended. Was we won our last regular season game to make the playoffs against LD Bell, and it was crazy because Weatherford hadn't made the playoffs in 11 years.
Yeah,
and that was after we won that LD Bell game. That was one of the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like, I can honestly say that is a memory I will never forget. That was one of the single greatest nights of my life. Well, and then you go 2 weeks later. We are in Arlington playing Arlington High, who is number 1 in one of the hardest districts in Texas. We come out, and I'm talking, we just got killed for the first quarter and a half.
Yeah,
they came out.
The final? I don't remember.
Oh, it was something ridiculous, like 63-24.
That's what I was thinking. Oh.
I know we scored 24. I remember that.
Just barely worse than OU getting scored.
No, but what really, like, I think the fact that we did do much better at the end, like the second half, is what made it hurt even more.
Was like,
because we came out, and it was just no, and it wasn't that we didn't come out playing hard. It was we came out, and I think it was just too much for us. None of us, you got to think, none of us, even the seniors, had ever played in a playoff game. We're playing at this stadium, and we're on the away side. Well, at Arlington, it's UT Arlington Stadium.
Yeah, it's the
away side. Game. So the thing to our back is like no bigger than the away side at Weatherford.
Yeah, and then
the home side it looks like a skyscraper. It is nuts. It is steep and it is huge, and they have that.
It's a home game.
Packed.
It's a home
game for them. And I think we got really overwhelmed. We came out. They had a lot of really big dudes. They had a lot of dudes that went D1, D2. And they came out, and I don't even remember. They scored like 32 points or something like that before we scored any. But we went back at halftime, and it was just dead silence. And I'm going to talk up Conceals here a little bit, who is currently committed to Vanderbilt. He's signed. He's signed. He's not committed. He's the number 1 quarterback in the state of Texas.
I'd say so.
He probably, according to like every measuring.
I think it's a style. Like,
it's like pro style.
Yeah,
he's the number 1 pro style quarterback. But
he might be top 5 pro style quarterback. He might be number 1 in the nation.
He's ridiculously highly recruited, and he went to Vanderbilt, which I give him props for that because he really wants to build something. But it's my senior year, his junior year, and we're in that locker room, and it's dead silent. He's the last one to come in, and he sees everybody. And I, to this day, don't remember a single word he said, but just his energy picked us up so much. He's such a good leader, motivator. He knows so much more about football than anybody at that age should. I mean, it was a little ridiculous how much football knowledge he had at 17 when that happened. But he took us back out there on the field.
In fact, he goes to Vanderbilt now.
He's starting his semester.
He's not going to graduate.
That second half of that game,
I didn't even think about that.
We kept it. If that second half of the game, I think it was like 24-27 or something like that. If you just took the second half,
if y'all would have just played them like within 3 of the first, it wouldn't have hurt.
And I think that's what hurt even more was that after that second half, it really felt like we could have done something.
I've never played high school football, so like, what's it like in a locker room, like at halftime, like winning or losing?
It really depends on the situation a lot. Because I played defense, so most of the time you come in the locker room, Coach Math would come in. If we're losing, it's normally he's really fiery dude. Like, he's flipped some tables and stuff, and I love it. Like, I eat that crap up. Like, it helps me a lot. But if we were winning, it'd be excitement. If we were losing, it'd be anger. And
was that only his second year last year, or was that his first year?
This year was his third. So my senior year was his second.
Okay.
And then we'd go have our defense. It's meetings and stuff, and it's just everyone's kind of feeding off whatever vibe is in the room.
I mean, is it ever everybody together? Or is it like separate?
Well, most of the time it's like a locker room, and when Coach Mathis comes in, he'll have a little talk with us, and everyone's just kind of sitting around listening, and then we kind of split up. But that's halftime. Halftime is really more of a strategy thing.
Well,
coming into the game is very emotional.
When I played football, it's like middle school football. So you run down the sideline, take a knee, and your coach is just standing there saying like 10 things to you. Get back.
No. Halftime is very strategic, breaking stuff down. What did you see? What did you see? How can we change what's going on here? How can we make things better? Halftime is normally very strategic. Going into the game is emotion. It is pure, like, fire and grit, and we're going to go kill some people. Halftime, you go in and really, like, break down what's been going down in the game. But after that game, I remember the freaking time ran out. Everyone just went around. We all floated back to the sideline, and we all hugged and cried, and then they wanted to take this picture with us with this trophy we got from making the playoffs, which felt like a participation trophy. And I just remember, like, not wanting to be there. I didn't want to be on that field for any longer than I had to be. I wanted to be in the locker room. I did not want to be on that field. Something about that field just made me want to cry. It was all pain. And our team was really weird because Weatherford's like a hick town. Like, we got back in the locker room, and I remember we were all sitting there, and all the seniors bawling, just bawling.
But yeah, I've seen the end of a playoff run for like baseball and stuff, and
all the seniors.
I started crying. Like,
it hurts
as a sophomore. I started crying.
It hurts, but freaking, we always did this thing. Like, it wasn't like our hype song, but we listened to Country Roads in the locker room, and everyone in freaking sing. Even like the more like hip hop R&B quiet dudes, like everyone got so into it. They played that freaking song after we lost that game, and that was probably the saddest I've ever been in my life. I can't listen to that song anymore.
Really?
Oh, it hurts too much.
Can I play it?
No, please don't.
Okay.
If you make that the intro to this video, I swear to God.
Country roads take me home.
But no, yeah, so that's how my football career ended. Country roads, crying, getting killed by Arlington High.
See, all my friends are gay and they play golf.
Yeah.
So
what's it like not playing a sport?
Well, I don't play a sport either right now for the high school. Oh, really? That's it?
Really?
That's really it?
Oh, wow.
It was damn near an hour. Granted, like...
Whoa.
Yeah, no, it goes by quick.
Yeah, that went by really fast.
That's something you never, like, really realize. It goes by really quick. Like, for the first 10 minutes, you're looking at it and you're like, I feel like I'm already over, and then you just like started kind of going off. That's kind of like why I want people that I actually know, like, to start out with.
No, this was fun. This was really comfortable.
It's like just talking.
And I ranted for probably the past like 15 minutes about football because I'm still sad about it.
No, that's like what the whole thing's about.
No,
like,
and doing that football movie, that brought up like so many like emotions that I had pushed down.
Was it good emotions or bad emotions?
Both, because like I missed like going out in the field and like having a little bit of contact and stuff and putting the uniforms on.
Even but then if it's just a leather helmet.
Yeah, even if it's just a leather helmet, and it's acting. But there was still like that like kind of football like energy. Yeah, we hit. Best story I have. You'll love this.
Take it.
For those of you who follow Big 12 sports, you'll probably remember Brecken Hager. He was the all-conference linebacker for the University of Texas. He wore pigtails to a conference championship game. I used to not like that man one bit. I hated him. He got casted as the running back for the Amarillo team that we play in the movie. Brecken Hager, if you see this, I love you so much. You are like a puppy dog in a giant human's body. But we had to do this scene, and he just runs the ball straight down the middle and puts his shoulder into my stomach and runs me over. And we're acting, but at a certain point, you just got to sell it. And we probably did 15 takes of that shot where he just smacks into me.
Pretty bruised?
Oh, well, all this right here was purple. He's a big man, and it hurts.
He's still D1 college linebacker, yeah.
He went pro.
He did?
He went pro.
Not for long.
No, he had to retire early. He had a lot of concussions.
Really? That's
but
what it was?
he spent some time on the Colts practice squad.
I don't know how much
he got picked up by the Giants.
I can't say I like them. I can't say I like them at all. Just for the quote.
He's just the sweetest dude.
Just for the one quote.
We're back.
No, that's Sam Younger.
I know it is, but I like
my
making
quote
fun of it.
Was it's blank o'clock and OU still sucks. They're like.
No. I will say for all of you OU fans watching, the first thing I ever said to him was Boomer Sooner. That is how I introduced myself to Breckenhager.
Did you meet Cliff Kingsbury as well?
I did not meet him. We, as a team, did like a FaceTime call with him.
Oh, so what's
he didn't have a role.
He didn't?
He had a role. He wasn't able to do it, like, just scheduling conflicts and stuff. He wanted to really bad, but he sent us some really cool messages, and he's very supportive of the film.
I just felt like
Cliff Kingsbury's a cool dude.
I felt like that was kind of...
I also got to FaceTime Danny Amendola.
No, what? Actually, I think you told me about that.
Yeah. One of our writers and actors, Lane Garrison, is really good buddies, and I actually met Danny's brother in person. He came to set.
The OSU kicker?
Hmm?
The OSU kicker?
No.
He has another brother?
I have no clue.
Jameson! Yeah. What's Danny Amendola's brother's name? Matt. Was that his name? Was it Matt?
I honestly do not remember. That was a really busy day, and I only got to talk to him for like 4 seconds. But I did FaceTime Danny Amendola with Lane on his phone, and he put his Super Bowl ring in my face.
Yeah, I'm assuming not a Dolphins Super Bowl.
No, it was the Patriots ring.
Yeah, no, the Dolphins suck. But
and I got to throw the official Deflategate football.
No way.
Yeah, Lane has it.
Like the official, like
the one.
The one that they caught him with?
Yeah. I don't know how he has it, but it's it.
It's it. Well, I'm sure, I figured if I really think about how Tom Brady would be, he'd be like, I never want to see this thing again.
Yeah, he got rid of it. That's how Lane has it.
Yeah.
But no, we threw it around. It may or may not have ended up in a cow pie at one point, thanks to my quarterback skills.
Hell, left-handed quarterback.
Lefty.
Do the hula, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do the hula. But, yeah, it was good having you on.
Thank you.
It's really relaxing.
This was really fun.
Yeah. Like I said, his links to his, I'll link your TikTok. I'll even link your TikTok.
Wow, what a good
TikTok,
friend.
The vlog, the channel that the vlog will be on, his Twitter, and his IMBD, just because I feel like that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Just the IMBD.
Yeah. Catch my vlog on Preston Porter's YouTube. Terrible content every Monday and Thursday. Thank you for having me on, buddy.
It's good. It was good catching up.
Good catching up, man.
Crap of the Year Part 2.
Part 2, baby.
I might have to have you on again so we can explain what that means.
Exactly.